So, what am I looking forward to tonight to seeing from the Atlanta Falcons? My number one overreaching goal in all of this is, do we look like a better franchise? Do we look like a better franchise or a better looking team with capable, competent players on all sides of the football? That I just want to see a general rise in talent level. Again, we've been one hand tied behind our back as far as roster goes. And certainly Arthur Smith has commented about the idea that this is the first year that he feels like we have a real roster and a real team to play with. So I'm excited to just see what our talent level looks like. Can we, on a talent level, look like that we hang with the Dolphins or what have you? The Dolphins are a very, very interesting team. I mean, obviously, they are a very talented team and they have a talented quarterback, but is he going to live? I mean, again, he can't afford to take many more shots on this thing. But again, they're a very talented football team on both sides of the football. Do we look like we hang with them? Falcons in those joint practices did a great job defensively against their offensive line, especially getting after Tua, making life difficult. The defensive backs also had a big day. Again, other than Tyreek Hill, who nobody can pretty much cover. But again, they did a really good job on their wide receivers and just overall on the defensive front. So I'm just excited. Look, I know it's going to be very vanilla. I know it's going to be nothing that we're going to get excited to see. There's not going to be any trickery or any kind of real scheme or anything like that. They're not going to play intricate defenses and stuff like that. But do we have the personnel, just one-on-one personnel, to overwhelm on the offensive and defensive lines of scrimmage? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at players. We just talked about that. I'm looking at who's going to be our punt returners. I'm looking at things like that. But I don't care if we win. I don't care if we lose. I don't care what the results are. I don't even care if it's a blowout one way or the other. I won't get too down, too up, or anything like that. I just want to feel like there's a better overall group of talent on the football field when we line up. That even though we're going to play basic and vanilla and all these things, do we have a talent? Have we closed the gap talent-wise on everything? That's all I can ask for in a game like this. Because, again, we're not going to see much. We're not going to see, if we do see starters, we're not even going to see them barely at all. I'm guessing, again, 8 or 10 snaps would be Desmond Ritter's probably peak if we even see him. And Taylor Heineke will probably finish out the first half, and then Logan Woodside will finish out maybe the first half, and he'll be all the second half. But I just want to see if when we look at it, I'm like, hey, we've got some talent on this football team. Because, again, there's been a lot of money spent, draft picks, and everything else. I don't care if I see Bijan Robinson. I don't care if I see Kyle Pitts. I know that those guys are talented. What I'm looking at is just especially our defensive front and our defensive line. Do we look like we have guys that can make a real difference on the defensive line? Because, again, we have not influenced the game in a whole handful of years on the defensive side of the football. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the reason that the Falcons haven't won since 2017 isn't because, well, we don't have enough cap space. Well, we haven't drafted well enough, or this or that, whatever myriad of excuses people have given you. The reason we haven't won since 2017 is that we don't have enough good players that influence the game at the most important positions. A very simple philosophy. We don't have enough good players that influence the game at the most important positions. And that's what Ryan Mueller was trying to communicate when he commented about the Atlanta Falcons. Do we have enough good players at the point of attack that influence the game the most? And that's what I want to see out of this team. When all is said and done, when all the smoke clears and everything has happened, I want to see an increase in talent. And I want to see the other thing that I want to see is us throwing the football. I know we can run it. I know we can line up with whatever running back group that we have. We can run it behind our offensive line. I know that. That's not a mystery. Can we throw? I don't care if it's Taylor Heineke. I don't care if it's Logan Woodside. Can we throw the football around? Do we have enough playmakers? Do we have enough quarterback play? Can we throw the football? Can we come up with an offense that our guys beat their guys one-on-one and we can throw the football around? Very simple. I'm not looking for intricacies about guys running all over the place and this, that, and the other, and all these, falderall things. I mean, I want to just see that if our guy can beat their guy in a one-on-one, running back, tight end, wide receiver, whatever it is, doesn't matter the name on the back of the jersey. And can we have quarterbacks that accurately throw the football and be a competent passing game? Because here's the thing last year, and this wasn't Desmond Ritter's fault, but with Marcus Mariota, we were an incompetent passing team. Didn't matter if it was Drake London, Kyle Pitts, whatever. We were incompetent at throwing the football. There's a difference between not being a good passing team, not throwing the football much, and being incompetent. That's what we were with Marcus Mariota. We were incompetent at throwing the football. You cannot be that way in today's NFL and think you're going to win. And tell me about how we're going to be much better and this, that, and the other if you can't throw the football at some point. You have to be able to do it. Why do you think all the wide receivers and quarterbacks make all the money nowadays? Why do you think they all get paid so much money? Because, again, the league is all about throwing the football. You can win with our running game and play good defense and these kinds of things, but you still have to be able to throw the football in this league. And that's the other thing that I want to see. Show me the talent overall that looks like we're much better. Let me see defenses get after it. And let me see our offense be able to throw the football competently. That's all that I ask for. All right, as you listen in to Hittin' Hard, make sure that you go into whatever podcast platform that you're listening on. Let us know that you're an everyday listener to the show. So we definitely thank you so much for being a part of the show. But let us know that you're an everydayer, as we like to call them, that you listen in 5 days a week to the program.